Hi everybody. Today we're going to do a little intro video for a project I did yesterday. I was at a buddy shop, Johnny at Ceram-X, and we did some color sanding and polishing on a carbon fiber frame. So we're going to go through the process of color sanding and polishing on a carbon fiber frame, on a freshly painted carbon fiber frame, using Ceram-X and a special palm. It fits in the palm of your hand buffer, air-powered buffer. And this, the reason why I'm doing the intro to this is we're going to do a special. This is going to be for Black Friday. It's going to run for a couple days before Black Friday and probably end on Black Friday, but it's going to be a big discount on one product, Ceram-X, and you have to watch all the way to the end of the video in order to receive the code and what it's going to be about. So hope you enjoy the video. If if you're new to CSI and you want to see more, like us on YouTube and click that bell, so anytime that there's a new video, you'll be able to get it immediately. So hope you enjoy it, and thanks for tuning in. Bye. Hello everybody. We're going to do something different today. We're at Ceram-X. A buddy of mine, Johnny, has a really cool bike shop over here, and we have a couple guys, Richard and Chris, that have a lot of questions, and we're just going to do this live and have them ask the questions, because just walking in here, they've already asked me some really good questions that I know we all have had. We've all had those questions. The bicycles that we're going to be working on are thousands of dollars, and this bike shop paints them and polishes them and just brings them back to perfect. So that's what we're going to do here today. Ceram-X in Santa Ana. If you need any bike work done, this is a great shop to come to and check out what they're doing. They do everything here for bikes. They can repair carbon and do the paint work and build it completely. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to introduce you to Richard and Chris and Johnny right now. I'm here with Richard and Johnny, the owner, and Chris, and we're going to ask them some questions. They've never ever seen CSI before, so we're going to go through everything to do with CSI and just see where they are in the polishing world, and then we're going to dive into doing a really cool look bicycle frame. So, hi Richard, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Cool, thanks for allowing CSI to come in and videotape. We have to ask permission all the time. All right, cool, thanks. So what's your experience level with polishing?
Very little. I can polish frames, but I'm excited to see what CSI has, see what products and compounds are, so take it to the next level.
Cool, great, thanks. Thank you. Now, Johnny has been using our product. He's had other employees in here using our product. Johnny, can you tell the audience a little bit about, I know you have a vast amount of experience in the bicycle business, but why CSI has worked for you?
All right, so I've known Tom for a long time, and he's always supplied us with the CSI product. Polishing bikes is a difficult job, and I've had various painters over the years, and the hardest thing they have is polishing the bike, because if there's a run or something that needs to be polished out or just make the bike nice before it goes to the owner, there's the fear of ruining that perfect paint job. I like the CSI stuff, and I like my staff to use it because it's the best product to get the best result without having to worry so much about ruining the paint job that you just completed. Time's money. Repainting a bike, we're going to lose all that time repainting the bike and polishing it. So it's a big thing when people have $5,000 or $6,000 bikes. They have to get a bike perfect. Unlike other things, a bike has so many edges and curves and things like that, it's not an easy thing to polish, and it takes a lot of experience, and we've got to have the right tools to do it right. Otherwise, time's money. We're going to ruin a good clear finish, and we're going to have to redo it. So, Tom's here to help my new guys learn all about the product and the best technique to get it done and get it done right. And I think CSI has been delivering that, and I think this is going to be, it's going to be an eye-opener for my guys. There's a lot of fear for polishing, and I think it's going to take a little bit of the edge off that for these guys.
Cool. Thanks, Johnny. Now, Chris and I have talked a little bit this morning, and he had some really good questions, and one of those questions was about mill thickness. The bike that we're working on has a couple defects from painting, and that's normal. These defects are absolutely normal, and we're going to go through exactly how to fix those defects. But Chris, when you asked me the question about how thick that was, what was your fear?
Basically, if you kind of stay in one spot for too long or spend too much time in one area, you'll basically burn through that and get into the paint and the carbon, and then you're not having a good day at that point.
That's exactly right. So I think that is, with any kind of polishing at any level, and this is super high level. Even in a body shop, you don't see these kind of details in a normal body shop. High-end, super high-end restoration shop where you're polishing the door jambs to be absolutely perfect, just like the outside of the car. Most body shops don't do that, but restoration shops do. The work that you guys are doing here is that level. So you can't have heavy orange peel in one area and no orange peel in another area. It has to be 100% consistent. So we're gonna talk about that on this beautiful frame that you have and you guys have painted, and go through exactly how to perfect that using one single product, CSI Ceram-X. So as we go, feel free to ask questions, and we'll make a point to bring that up on camera, because those are such great questions that everybody in the trade has, especially when they're beginning to do this. So thanks for asking that question, Chris.
No problem.
Alrighty, so this is the look frame. Chris is checking it out, and we're going to do a once over on it. Slight bit of orange peel. You can see the ridge of the decal a little bit, and that's okay. We're going to make that look a lot better. No, there's no runs or anything. Minimal dirt. It's really, really nice. Johnny's got a nice spray booth here. So we've got a little fisheye right there, but we'll get that out. You got a little bit of orange peel right there. So it was sprayed just a little bit heavy, but again, we're gonna color sand that. We're gonna make it nice and consistent. The inside of here is really, really nice. It's nice and wet. These are important areas when you're painting, that you get this wet in here. You can see the decal looks really good right there. It looks great. All these decals are covered nicely. So we're gonna knock this down with a little bit of 1000 grit sandpaper just to open it up, just to see the consistency of everything we have. And then, we'll take that up to 2000 and then we'll start polishing. So this side of the frame is what we're gonna work on. And then we'll do the other side too. But for this video, we're just gonna do this side. The guys have some questions, as we go, and want to get as many of these questions in here as possible, because this is a training class. This is a CSI polishing training class, and they do have a lot of great questions, and I want to bring up as many of those things to you, the audience, so that when you are polishing, if you have no experience, you'll be able to do this, and if you have a lot of experience, this will relate to you on exactly some of the struggles you've had in your life polishing cars, whatever. When you're going into super high level polishing like this, you're able to do everything that you need to with CSI. So Richard, does everything that we're talking about make sense on
It makes sense. I'm just excited to learn the process of, defining good, better, and best. And
Cool.
I believe this is the last step in everything, and
Yep.
it makes a difference. And can't wait to see how we do it.
Yeah, cool, great. Chris, any questions or comments?
No, again, just kind of excited to learn and learn from the professional and get a little bit more knowledge and skill.
Cool. And we were talking about resolution, and that seemed to intrigue you when we were talking about, television screens and what we're seeing on here, because a little tiny bit of dieback from actual painting process.
Well, it was basically, we were just saying that the resolution or the dieback is how good you can see your reflection almost,
Yes.
or how clearly you can see your reflection.
Yep.
To where in the couple little spots that there are is a little minor orange peel, you don't get that clarity or the clarity out of your reflection. To where in the little bit smoother areas you can definitely see a lot more resolution in the reflection.
And here's a really trick, and we didn't talk about this off, when we were just talking without the camera, but because you brought that up, do you have like a yardstick with a measurement or a tape measure anywhere in the shop? Any kind?
Yeah, I would take it.
Could you grab one, and then we'll come back to that, and I want to show everybody what true resolution looks like, because if we want to quantify what we're talking about, we don't, this ain't BS. We're what we're doing is important, and this bike frame, this is a $5,000 bike frame, so that's just the frame costs $5,000. The total build on this bike is going to be thousands of dollars. So when you're taking this bike out, you want it to look not, we don't want to go crazy, because we could spend a week color sanding and polishing that. That's a lot of labor, and it would add to the cost of this. But we do want it to look beautiful, and it already does. It looks beautiful, but we want to just enhance that as far as we can in the time given to do this. So Richard will get us that tape measure, and we'll talk about that. All right, so what Richard is doing is a resolution test. What we want to see is the reflection, because it's being broken up by the little bit of orange peel right there. And we want to make the whole bike as consistent as possible. And this is a great way to do that. You take a tape measure, and then you read back on the letters, and right now it's breaking up at about a 4. So 4 inches back, and it's breaking up. So after we get done with the color sanding, we'll measure that again and check that out. So yeah, that's good, Richard. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is, this is a paint stick. We've prepped just a Home Depot paint stick, and it's a piece of bamboo. And then you sand the edges so there's no sharp edges on there. And then we're gonna cut the sandpaper to fit in here. We're gonna wrap it around the stick, and then we're gonna go over, we're not gonna take out all the peel, but we're gonna make the peel nice and consistent. So, I'm gonna put the camera down, and then we're gonna go over the whole shiny frame with the paint stick and sandpaper, and then we're going to show that afterwards, and just to make it all consistent. So everything, the painter did a great job with making it as consistent as he could. Now the buffing department, is going to take it and make it even more consistent, and then when we polish it, it'll look unbelievable. So stay tuned for a frame that is color sanded. So this is after 1,000 grit sandpaper. That's the block wrapped around the paper. And then you can see the outline of the decal. There's really no heavy spraying here, no runs or anything. We had a couple pieces of dust there, but it looks really, really nice. We're gonna sand it even more now with the 2,000 grit, and to get the conversion, but This is what 1000 grit looks like, on going through this process. So, are there any questions that you guys want to talk about?
You keep it pretty clear so far. I'm just waiting for the 2000.
Okay, yeah, we'll get into 2000 now, and it won't be as shiny. It'll be more dull. So all of these places, like right here, will be completely dull and sanded. I didn't want to move the block into those places because the bodywork is kind of curved in there, and there's no reason to take off material in there. There's no imperfections there. The carbon, which is all done inside of a really super high-end mold, has those built into it for strength. So there's no reason to address any of that. Right now what we're addressing is just the little bit of orange peel that's there, knocking it down so that when we polish it and we check the resolution, you're going to see a tremendous difference on there. All right, so we're going to talk about the way that we like to polish. This is a typical Harbor Freight pistol grip air buffer. Good tool for the money. It's very inexpensive, and I'm going to show what the difference is between this tool and the tool that we sell, an AirVantage air polisher. We have these in battery too, using a flex tool, but I didn't bring my flex tool, and they're very, very neat if you want to deal with a battery powered tool, and I use it all the time. But for this demonstration, we're going to use the AirVantage. This is top of the line as far as air tools go, and the inner workings of this is called gear reduced. So we're going to use this with a wool pad. Obviously, this was used with a foam pad, but you can use this tool with a wool pad too, 3-inch tool. This is, everybody knows what this product is. This is number 2 of a 3-product system. So you're going to use 3 different products, and I believe 3 different pads to make this system work. That is the way 3M says to do this. This product is 1 product, and we're going to use 2 different pads. So we're going to change the gloss rate and the cut rate by going from wool to our black foam using this tool. So this is the only product that you need, Ceram-X, and that's what we're going to do now. But let me show you the difference on these tools, hooking it up to air. We've all used these pistol grips. It's going to be a little cumbersome using a pistol grip on this surface compared to a palm grip. But that's not the big difference. The big difference is the motor that's in here. Full throttle, and I stop it. And this tank is at full level, 100, we've got 100, we're right at 100 pounds, 100 PSI, and I'm stopping it. When you do this for a living, my dad always told me, buy the best tools that you can afford, because they are going to make a difference when you're doing this late at night. Now this sounds, it's all muffled. You cannot stop this tool at 100 PSI. It'll burn a hole right through your hand. So what that says is when I get into tight areas, I've got a lot more control using a tool like this. It is important, and it does make a difference. Put the frame down on this side. Do we have anything that we could put here soft, like a towel wrapped up, or is there something there? Oh, good. Good. Yeah, we got a bunch of microfiber towels. That's perfect. Yeah, we will be using that. So this is the way we're going to start. Wool pad. Put the product on the wool pad. We want that water to get inside the pad. After we get the pad fully seasoned, you can put it on the surface. But I don't want it splattering all over everybody. You can see we're bogging it down because I've got it choked up. but it's not stalling. See how it's getting better.
Oh, perfect.
I've done it.
Thank you. The whole crew. The palm grip seems a lot more effective.
Yeah, it's nice to hold on to a couple straight line scratches. So it is really, really important that before we go to foam, we get all of our straight line scratches. I'm not worried about the wool pad or the rotational mark from this tool. I'm just trying to make it, let's look at it in the sun too. You can video this in the sun. So you can see the scratches that are in there. We still got some straight line scratches right here, and I'm going to get those out. It's got a slight swirl mark from the wool pad, and we're going to take that out with the foam, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just trying to get out the straight line scratch. This area right here, the logo area, and then we're going to hit that with foam. But first we're going to, finish everything with the wool before we go on to foam. That looks really, really good. And you want to make sure before you, before you're doing any final work, like foam work with CSI and using Ceram-X, you want to make sure that you got out all your scratches, that everything looks really consistent. Nice in here, but we have a slight pattern in there. And now we've got all the straight line scratches out. We can all around that. It looks really, really nice. And always check your work. Now we're going to hit it with the foam and Ceram-X, and it's going to be liquid. Okay, 100 is the finest of all foams. This black foam is really, really close to 100 ppi, and it is the only fine foam that we sell for the 3-inch polisher. So we say you go straight from the wool, straight to the foam. And that's all you need, and it's going to look spectacular when we see this in the sun. And then we're going to check the resolution with the tape measure.
I can already tell you're moving a lot faster with this one.
It's real grabby.
Eight, 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So before we were only at 4 inches. We could only read back 4 inches. But by simply color sanding and polishing, we can read twice as far back. So it's not that much work, but it makes such a big difference.
You knocked that down a little
Yeah,
bit
and that
too.
looks no more than before.
Yeah.
But that little tiny bit is enough to really make it look good.
Awesome.
So that looks really nice.
Man, look at all the carbon.
See in here, all the unidirectional.
Yeah.
Hopefully the iPhone picks that up.
Very impressed.
All right, we knocked out that frame, hit it with 1,000, hit it with 2,000, hit it with the wool pad, and then we moved on to the foam pad, and then you can see the resolution. Now, if you watch this video all the way to the end, I'm going to give you a code, and that's right now. Let's see, what are we going to call it? And it's only going to be for gallons. It's only going to be for a gallon of polish. You have to commit to buying a gallon of this polish. So if you're still on the fence, don't buy it. But if you've used this product and you want a discount, I'm going to give you a 20%. It's only going to be good for a short time. And the code is going to be called Simple. That's what we'll call it. Simple. 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 So you're going to use that code on this website, which is CSI-clearcoatsolutions.com. The CSI and then the word cars, CARS.com. Go into that website. When you check out, use the word simple, and then you're going to get 20% off on a gallon of Ceram-X. Okay? So give me a call if you have any questions. There's some splatter on my neck. My phone number is 714-906-6619. Thanks.